This video is sponsored by my favorite website creator, Squarespace, the best place to go when you want to get a domain or create a gorgeous website or an online store. So you guys loved the morning routine video that I did a few weeks ago, and you'd asked me for an evening routine one as well. And you know me, I aim to please. So I told you that getting out of my routine for the renovation of this place and spending 10 weeks in a countryside Airbnb, it just messed up all of my habits, and the stress was really quite surreal, and we worked all the time, and we even started to sleep really badly. So now that we're back and the renovation is almost done and we have a more controllable everyday life, I've tried to not go back to my old healthy calming habits, but actually setting new ones that fit nicely with this place. But like I said, it's not been a healthy period in my life. Even after coming back home to this place, the first few weeks were so over the top stressful. And at first I couldn't fit in a daily routine that was one bit sustainable, because I honestly work from 7, 8 in the morning till 9, 10 at night every day, including weekends, since we were so behind with work and just life things because of the renovation. So seriously, if you could go your whole life without renovating, you're lucky. But since I made the morning routine video where I set goals and ideas for what I want my mornings to look like from now on, it's become so much better already. So I thought, why not do the same with my evening routine? Talk about what it looks like right now and what my ideas and aspirations are going forward. So I'm setting this new routine that I've already started tweaking a little bit. And yes, I do already feel better. My evenings are already better, but there's still quite a lot of things that I want to tweak to give me that sort of calming, easy, repetitive evenings that will set me up for a good night's sleep. So let's compare my current evening routine to my evening routine aspirations going forward. Also, please share your thoughts if you have any great calming evening tricks that you do to set you up for sleep, or if you're yourself struggling with stressful nights at the moment. I want to hear what your situation is. So 4 p.m. is my new exercise time. David and I have gone from doing our exercise in the morning to doing it straight after lunch to now that we're back in the flat, working out at around 4 p.m. The reason for this is that our idea is to have evenings off and to be able to turn the computer off, even though our to-do lists are long as the Bible. It's so helpful to have kind of a barrier between work and off time. So if you're commuting to work for 30 minutes, for example, that's a nice work mode cleanser, you know what I mean? To get out of the work thoughts and work stress. But if you're working from home, it's easy to have work spill into, well, more or less every hour of the day. So what we started doing now is that 3 days a week, David goes to the gym, but I hate the gym. So I've started going on an hour walk followed by a 30-minute Pilates session at home. The other days of the week when David isn't at the gym, we go on a 10K walk together, which takes an hour, 45 minutes or so. So by the time that we get home and change out of our workout gear is 6 p.m. and in theory, we can start to wind down. So working from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. should in theory be enough. So this is one part of my evening routine that doesn't need tweaking. My current exercise routine is the same as my routine aspiration. At least I have one thing down already. My aspiration from now on is to make this time after exercising my reading time from 6 p.m. to 8ish. So 2 hours of serious reading every day. I know without a doubt that this is what I need to feel calm and happy. Honestly, those big chunks of reading time in the early evening or the whole Saturday morning are some of my happiest moments. It might sound silly or simple to count just sitting down with myself reading as one of my happiest moments, but it's true. I'm such a sucker for those small, everyday, tiny happinesses. So to set the scene, before I sit down and pick up the book, I need to light at least one candle. It's not a real reading moment without a burning flame in the room. Don't ask me why. I usually want something cold to drink since I've just exercised, so I will either go for a ginger lemon kombucha if I'm feeling fancy, or just an ice cold bottle of homemade sparkling water. Now, I don't know how many times that I've talked about the addiction to Kevita kombucha I used to have in the old flat, but Kevita seems to be gone. I haven't seen them in the store since lockdown, have you? So All the other kombuchas are so weak and boring compared to Kivita, and I try them all. So the best one, the most potent one except Kivita, is Remedy, I feel like, out of the ones that I've tried anyway. So let me know if you found a super strong kombucha brand that I've missed somehow, or if you know what happened to Kivita. Are they still around? To keep my bottles cold, I have not one, not two, but 3 of these ice pack sleeves that I use for water or wine. These are magic, because if there's one thing that ruins the mood for me, it's drinking something that's less than ice cold. Slushy, that's my favorite beverage temperature, honestly. I also always have ice in like a little bowl because I think it just looks so good. And to be able to relax, I'm all about the aesthetics. A good looking room with like handsome details in it that will just like immediately help me be calm and just happy with life. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and honestly, I think that aesthetics matter so much to me. Like those tiny everyday happinesses are for me so dependent on my senses, mostly eyes, but also like smell and taste and touch, and of course ears. The last thing I do before I pick up that book is to choose a playlist. It's gotta be instrumental, no lyrics, because it will mess up my concentration. And I'm all about classical, like either classical or like modern classical piano. I normally go for something super calming, but lately I've also been obsessing over this one Max Richter version of Spring from Vivaldi's Four Seasons. It's beyond gorgeous, but quite intense. I've also lately changed my reading routine. I used to be like a 15 books on rotation type of girl, but now I'm down to like maybe 3 or 4. Let me know if you want me to do like a reading vlog video or something and talk about all of my reading habits and why it makes me so happy. Out of these 3 or 4 books, I usually have 2 that are like the main mission. So 1 classic and 1 more contemporary literary. Recently, I've been combined reading Jamaica Kincaid's Lucy and the new Nisha Dolan one that's just out, that I actually got to read as an advance copy before it was out. One of the coolest things about being a novelist is that publishers actually send me like these early proof copies to read before anyone else. I'm jealous of myself, that's how cool that is. Both of these books I couldn't recommend more. They are so whip smart, funny, sad, and just, God, I'm just the precise target audience for both of these. I can't believe I haven't read Jamaica Kincaid before, have you? What a master she is, truly. I did read about Jamaica Kincaid's life in a New Yorker article last autumn, and what a life she has lived. So full of like adventure and heartbreak. Also, I kind of do believe that Nisha Dolan might be an actual genius. Recommend. What have you guys been reading lately, by the way? I find that I'm choosing what to read a lot based on what will help me in my own writing right now. Because guys, I am actually knee deep into the first draft of my second novel. I started last autumn, so like what, 2021? But then took like a huge break to buy and renovate this flat at the same time as editing my first novel. But my hope is that, you know, publication date for OK Days is June 29th. And after that, I will have like the whole summer up until mid-August to finish the first draft and polish it enough to show to my author friend Molly first, then my superstar agent Peter. David has read like a third of it, or maybe almost half of it actually, and he loves it so much, but you know, what else is new? He loves everything that I write. So honestly though, I'm quite nervous and extremely ridiculously excited about publication day. It's almost here now, just weeks to go. So please pre-order it if you haven't yet. It helps me so much because it shows bookshops that there is like a buzz around the novel, and that makes them order more books. So I'll put links in the description with worldwide shipping, and honestly, the biggest thank you ever to all of you who have already pre-ordered. It really means the world to me that you're supporting like my childhood dream career in this way. So obviously you are the best, like always, seriously. Okay, so my evening routine aspiration is to read for 2 hours before dinner. My actual evening routine has not been completely that lately. I have been able to get in a few of these evenings, but ever since we moved back in, those early evening hours have usually either been spent with renovation things and unpacking and buying the final things that we need for the flat, or doing like TikTok and emails and all of the million work things on my to-do list that I haven't had time for during the day. And I do think that this habit of working all the way until dinner and pushing dinner to like 9 or 10 in the evening, that's what has been the major cause for my sleeping problems, because I don't give my brain enough time to shut off like frantic thoughts before bed. Okay, so aspiration is to start dinner at 8. I told you that because of my work being so decision heavy, I do struggle with decision fatigue. So for dinner, I want to eat the same thing again and again. Right now, David and I are alternating between like a kale salad and our favorite, brown rice and lentil congee with all the sauteed veggies. So this is such simple food that is super easy to make because salad is just like salad, no cooking required. And congee, we make this like huge batch that we freeze and just reheat. So more about congee in my 15 years vegan video I did for you a couple of weeks ago if you want to try it for yourself. And the same dinner each night means less hassle deciding what to cook and less hassle when planning what to buy in the food shop. So it's such like an everyday simplifier. Now I'm almost there when it comes to dinner. The only thing with my current dinner routine is that it starts way too late and I work like mad up until it's time to cook. Once we sit down to eat, we almost always eat in the living room, just behind me here, on cushions on the floor. So we have like a perfectly nice dinner table, but you know, the coziness factor of sitting on the floor is like unbeatable, don't you think? Recently, our tired brains have only been able to deal with like the simplest TV, like Terrace House or Grand Designs, but the aspiration is to get back into all of like the good quality TV right now. There's so many well-written shows now. One that I couldn't recommend more, it's that HBO show, what's it called? Somebody Somewhere. It's so beautiful and complex and heartwarming and unique, and I never hear anyone talking about it, so please go watch and tell me what you think. After dinner, we need to have a snack. And again, it's always the same. Earl Grey tea for both of us, apple and dates for David, grapes and blueberries, and a deliciously Ella cup for me. Yum. We have strict duties. David is on tea duty, I cut the apple and portion out the snacks. Sometimes if I'm too tired, David will make the snacks for both of us. Almost always we eat the snack on the sofa while watching Terrace House. It's super calming. And this part of my current evening routine is the same as my aspired one. So I'm so happy with this like cozy late night moment. My skincare routine before bed is also so good already. I wash my face with Santa Verde face wash and then I go for collagen drops, a retinol eye serum, an eye cream, a retinol face serum, and a night cream. This one from Perricone smells just so divine. I kind of want to eat it. If I have the energy, I finish with like a hand cream, and when I smell nice and I'm sufficiently moisturized, I'm ready for bed. Another thing though, ever since staying in the Airbnb, is that my skin has been quite bad. I'm not sure if you can tell. It's like red and itchy and breaks out a little bit, which is something that my skin usually never does. So I'm hoping that better sleep and less stress will sort this out. It's gotten a bit better, but still, my skin feels like not like my own skin, you know what I mean? Okay, so I told you in my morning routine video that I haven't been sleeping well. Like I fall asleep fine, it's just like then I wake up at like 2 or 3 a.m. and then I stay up until like 5 or 6, or I just like get up and stop my day because I can't even be bothered anymore. So I wanted to just say a huge thank you for all of your insomnia advice that you gave me after that last video. They were so kind. So thank you so much for dropping like your favorite calming teas and podcasts and Jedi mind tricks. And I'm happy to say that yes, my sleeping troubles are officially like 95% over. I do have the occasional 3 a.m. wide awake for hours moments, but it used to be more or less every night, and now it's like 1 in 15 nights or 1 in 20 or something. So a major improvement. If you have sleeping troubles, I recommend reading the comments in my morning routine video. You might find something that helps you out. I definitely did. So my sleep aspirations are almost there already. One thing in my current sleep routine that I desperately want to change is that, oh, you're not gonna believe this, but I've stopped reading before bed. I know, it's shocking stuff. Who even am I anymore? I'm just like so exhausted from these hectic non-stop days that I can't find the energy to pick up a book and like concentrate on actual sentences. So instead, I'm ashamed to say that I just stare at my phone until I drop off. The worst thing you can do if you're having sleeping problems, I've been told. So it's like a catch-22 though, because I need a calmer evening routine to rest my brain enough to be able to read in bed, but I need to read in bed to be able to have better sleep and therefore calmer days and evenings. But I'm not so hard on myself here. It's like baby steps kind of situation. Once the flat is completely done, and it almost is, things will slow down stress-wise. I can't wait to show you the bathroom when we get the new windows in. It's such like a 60s modernist dream in there. I can't believe I get to do my skincare in a room so gorgeous, seriously. So sooner or later, I will get there. I'm slowly working my way towards those super calm evenings. And just like with my morning routine, if you want me to, I'm super happy to make like an updated evening routine video in a couple of months to see if I've been able to create the dream routine or if I'm still struggling with sleep and stuff. So let me know if you want another evening routine further down the line. And do give me a like and subscribe if you like this one, and see you over on TikTok if you're there. Seriously, I'm having so much fun with it. I hope that you're already there with like a calm evening routine where you slow down and enjoy those tiny everyday happinesses. Do tell me what your tiny everyday happinesses are, by the way. I'm so curious. And see you next week, yeah? Take care of yourself till then. Do you want to create a beautiful site and maybe start your own blog? If so, you should definitely do it with Squarespace. They have great blogging tools to share your stories, photos, and videos to make it easy to reach your audience. You can also auto-post your content to Twitter, Facebook, or Tumblr, and simply schedule your posts for them to be properly tagged, and the descriptions and titles will show up correctly. You can of course add your social media accounts to your site so it's easy for your readers to find you everywhere. Squarespace also have great traffic analytics so that you can see how many people are visiting your site, how long they're staying for, where they're coming from, and what they're interested in, like self-help or fashion or maybe interior design, for example. So what are you waiting for? Go get your free trial today at squarespace.com, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/JennyMustard to get 10% off the first purchase of a website or a domain. Thank you so much for watching today. Puss puss and godnatt!